I love this.
We Calgarians take pride in our work, in our outdoor spaces, and we put a lot of time and effort into making comfortable, beautiful homes.
Can't wait.
We also love our water features.
Beautiful.
And that's where we come in.
From crazy indoor water features to crafting your own outdoor nature paradise.
That's what we do. Join us as we show you what you can have with some imagination,
Heavy machinery,
and skillful hands.
we are Water by Design.
So I'm gonna take you guys for a drive, show you what's going on. There's lots of things to check out on this project, and follow me. It's gonna be awesome. Man, we're out in Bearspaw, the heart of Bearspaw, Myron Grunsky's place. What a huge opportunity. This oasis going up into the trees. Here is the space for our bubbler, so we got all this prepped, ready to go. We've got our stall mats for placing our rock. We've got our underlay, our liner, our levels are perfect. There's actually a pathway around the property that is phenomenal. That just takes you through the forest. It's magical. And then it takes you up to the top of the waterfall, over a natural rock bridge, across the other side, and then it just continues on around the backside of the yard and around all this landscape. It is awesome. I love when other designers, landscapers that I work with are all about adding destinations, adding pathways, and just creating more focal points within the space and just more things to walk around, explore, and check out like you're in the Rocky Mountains. The theme of this project is Alberta Rocky Mountains. When I met with the landscaper and the homeowner and talked about this one, they made it very clear that the water features and all the rock work that we're doing here, they wanted it to be very natural, just like something you'd come across in Banff, grassy lakes, for example. Up in the mountains, I got lost. I found this crazy waterfall. Well, that's what we're trying to do in this backyard. Just create a beautiful, natural Alberta Rocky Mountain oasis that you just can't get enough of.
You face that part of the driveway, or you turn it to face that hole in between the spruce tree and those two poplars, because then
so
you're
you
getting
see it when you're coming up.
Exactly, right? So you see it through that hole in the trees.
Right,
I think it would be pretty awesome.
I think it would be pretty awesome.
Because you get more view of it for longer coming up the driveway at this angle than you would, like you only really get it at the very end.
Right when you come around the end, it shows up, but from there you're gonna see it through the trees, and it's just gonna be like, wow, what's that?
So, I mean, we'll see what it looks like as we get it
and see how it comes in.
Where we want to turn it to, but that's kind of what I'm seeing as a focal.
Awesome.
And then he was seeing, so probably looking at it from the inside, mostly from those arch windows. That must be like the backside of the bedroom or like a sitting room or something. But anyways,
I don't know, I haven't been in the house.
So then, I think that works good too with like the tallest guy there.
Right.
And the medium guy there. So anyways, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I love it. We're on the same page.
Let's move this mat to there, and then we'll move that big one on here. Which works out better because it's on.
Sure. So when we're placing our rocks, we obviously, I mean, some of those rocks down there, what's our biggest one, 80? About 8,000 pounds? I think so.
I gotta say, it's gotta be close to like 7 at least, right?
Yeah. So obviously we want to stay away from our vault space, which is going to house our pump, because we've got a cavity there. So we want to be at least 2 to 3 feet away from there. We never want anything caving in, and we certainly don't want to compromise our base. Very, very important. Because these rocks are a different style than our standard basalt columns, we're not going to have them in a tripod touching each other. We're going to spread them out. The space is quite big, so we're going to be able to accomplish that, and it's just going to be more attractive. You're going to see more of the rocks, and it's going to be more like feature than taking 3 rocks and combining one feature. So that's the objective. Always good to have a plan going into things, especially when the crane gets here, because once the crane's here, we're on the clock, and we want things to go as smoothly as possible. We want to have all our ducks in a row. This cow mat is extremely awkward and heavy, but it's key. Okay.
Still hanging off if you got it.
Yeah, I can come like an inch my way. So 3/4 inch, actually called stall mat. We get it from UFA. It's actually made for horse stalls. So will last a lifetime, super rigid, 3/4 inch rubber. Not only that, we have our stall mat, we've got our underlay, and then I've gone with 3 layers of underlay underneath just for that extra cushion. I don't want to compromise the liner putting these bubblers in, so cheaping out on something like underlay just wouldn't make any sense. So overkill is good. when you're placing 10,000 pound bubblers on a rubber liner inside a water feature. It's a must. Focal points for this one, we were talking about driving up the driveway. It's always a focal point. That's the entrance to the property. The first thing you're gonna see is you come up this driveway. In front of the house is this water feature. So this is a statement for this space. This is a statement for this property. It's very important to me that we nail it, and the client's gonna love it and enjoy it forever. So I just grind in the bottoms of these boulders as flat as I can. The flatter the bottom, the better. One last time.
Need a truck or a fleet for a seasonal job? Don't lease it, rent it. Shaganappy GM now offers short-term rentals for our entire lineup of Chevy and GM trucks. Shaganappy GM and Cobalt Rentals. This is the new way.
We need to replace our kitchen cabinets.
You've come to the right place.
We have an idea, but
You can sit down with one of our designers. That's one way we try to make your life easier.
I don't want to be assembling cabinets on my weekend.
Hey, the only yelling you'll ever need is that guy.
Renovating is fast and easy with the help of our cabinet experts.
I love these cabinets.
No longer a contractor's best kept secret. We provide pre-assembled cabinets right here in the great city of Calgary. Get your cabinets right here.
We at The Landscape Artists have been transforming Calgary landscapes for 40 years, serving this city and surrounding areas with smartly designed creative outdoor living spaces. Crafting your outdoor oasis has never been easier with amazing results. You'll enjoy working with our creative design team as we take your vision from dream to a reality. You deserve a place to unwind, a place to think, and a wonderful place to entertain. Call our firm today for your free consultation. The Landscape Artist, award-winning design and construction.
I've done a major renovation before, and I met them, and I was just so comfortable with them. Well, this is my sanctuary, and I want a peaceful, quiet place. I wanted a place that's welcoming. I love having company, and especially my family. That's the most important thing. Every Sunday, usually my family's here. And I just wanted a place where we can all be together.
So I just grind in the bottoms of these boulders as flat as I can. We're gonna be placing with the crane really soon here. What I'm trying to do is get all these little nubbins and knuckles off of the rock so we have a flat surface. Being that these are not sawed bottoms, we're gonna have to do some shimming to get them perfectly level so that the water runs off the tops the way we want it to. But the flatter the bottom, the better. It just sits nicer and more sturdy, so that's what we're going for here. Pretty happy with this. This is probably our worst bottom. The other two are pretty decent, so I've got lots of shims and stuff set up top, and yeah, we're ready to go. How we used to do these bubblers when I first started out is we'd run our pipe straight up the bottom and we would shim everyone up. What we found over time is we just ran into troubles with that pipe underneath and things settling and more maintenance issues. Also, they didn't sit as sturdy in the features, so obviously learning over time and experience, the way I do these now is we sit them flat on the liner. I've got my whole cord right through the rock all the way up, but then I come back and I cut a piece of the core here and I plug that hole with PL Fast Grab. It's the strongest PL you can get, and it's gonna last forever. So rock back in, PL, I twist it as I go in so I get that plug in there really good and it's never gonna come out. And rather than running our pipe up the bottom of these bubblers now, we come in the sides. So they're gonna be able to sit flat on the liner or as flat as possible with some shimming, then some black pond foam to fill in those gaps and cracks. And then our fittings and our plumbings go in the side, so the water comes in the side, goes up the top, and out the top, which takes me to the bowling process if you want to come over here. What I love to do now is bowl these out, okay? So it just looks super cool. It chills the water out so you don't have as much turbulence and as much pressure coming up. It's got 6 inches here to kind of slow things down but still have the flow that we want, and it also helps me to get full coverage. I like to have full coverage on my rocks unless it doesn't suit the design. In this case, we want full coverage, and this is gonna help because my water's gonna be coming out of this outside diameter. Hopefully get everything wet. If not, I'll grab my grinder or a hammer and chisel and just get rid of these little nubbins again so that water can flow over top and down. I call it a zipper. It's just quartzite inside the rock, but I mean, to me, I call these zippers. I mean, they're so nice. Once this is wet, it's gonna pop. It's gonna be beautiful. Let me grab some water and show you. So, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So when this project started out, I just started with the sketch, sent that to my guy out in the rock quarry in Cranbrook, BC. He came back at me with about 10 options. We originally had this fat boy over here. This was just here with the mix, and then we needed to add 2 more because I love odd numbers. So in this case, it's 3. People usually go 1, 3, 5, 7. It's a feng shui thing. Anyways, we wanted to go with 3. When I take you up and show you the space, we'll see it is quite big, so we had to add some friends. And we ended up picking this guy and that guy over there to the left. Once that bubbler feature's done, I'll be sitting here having my coffee in the morning. Once you see the backyard, you might change your mind because there's so many options on this property to go have your morning coffee or to indulge in a glass of wine at the end of the day or on a weekend and unwind. But I mean, boom, right there, 3 giant bubblers, water cascading over top of those tops, and just a lot of movement, the sight and sound of water. And then look at the backdrop, the poplars, the spruce trees, the fence in the back. I mean, who could ask for a better backdrop than nature? Wow, it's funny, if you rewind a bit, met with Myron probably 3 years prior to this project, talked about his design, his landscape, his yard, his front yard feature, and just didn't really get anything back. It was kind of a swing and a miss, unfortunately, and it's always nice when these jobs come back around. I guess he'd had multiple contractors in there, didn't work out, let them go, and at the end of the day, we ended up back in there, and it was a home run. So very, very happy to be a part of this project and very happy for this opportunity.
A house that big and beautiful, you have to have the water feature that matches it.
For Myron, the homeowner's windows, this is his happy place here. These 3 arched windows. This is where he sits, he unwinds, he relaxes. Okay, so this is a focal point. The front door is a focal point, but the driveway and coming up is also a focal point. I love this. But when you go around the other side and look at it from coming up the driveway, it feels more like a wall than it does a water feature. So I'm gonna deal with that right now. One last hug before we bring her home. So we got our rocks in place, everything went great, very happy, no wind, no rain, couldn't ask for better weather here. Just gonna lock them in with some rock shim, some black foam. I don't want to compromise the tree, but I want to be as wide as I can and get my rocks as wide as possible up top.
Is your house feeling dated, or are you just wanting a fresh new look? Whether you're listing a property, have multiple rentals that need maintenance, or want to make your home feel new again, with same-day painting, you're in good hands. We love painting your homes, and we have the manpower for any commercial job as well. With a 30-day warranty, 6-point inspection, and a full color consultation, our dedicated team of qualified professionals will deliver the highest quality job. Same-day painting, more than paint, it's peace of mind.
Good.
Landscape artist introduction, take 1.
My name's David, and I own a landscape company. I don't do heavy machinery. I don't really do the digging or the planting. But I love what we do, and we've been the best in the business for over 40 years. We have amazing crews and the best design team that care as much about your landscape as I do.
I just get goosebumps when we do good work.
So watch the show, I think it's gonna be fun.
Got food cravings, Calgary? Introducing Ditch the Kitch, an Alberta-grown company here to bring you your fave dishes from restaurants across the city. Go ahead, spoil your cravings, and ditch the kitsch.
need like 80 inches and space for my rocks, for my waterfalls, my framers, my berms. So really trying to get that 9-foot width, and working around these trees up on top of this hill is a little tricky, but
I think one of the coolest things about this one is just knowing that we were going to end it in that giant waterfall too.
I don't want to compromise the tree, but I want to be as wide as I can and get my rocks as wide as possible up top. Just because you can't get in here with the machine, and I don't want to damage the trees because that looks bad and it's not professional. So just digging this guy out by hand so 80 can push it back, and then we can get a nice solid connection between this rock and that rock is what we're working on. Trying to have that height for the waterfall, and then we got to step down for the pathway so that you don't have to step up 2 feet to get on to the rock and over the waterfall. So I'm gonna find that nice perfect flat rock, pop it in here beside this guy, drop it down about 12 inches and create a step and an entrance into the waterfall.
But again, I would say that, right? Like when you see an amazing house like that, then you're like, not that we ever don't up our game up, but you're like, you have to make it as good. It has to stand up to the house.
Gonna have a lot of water flowing through the waterfall in that area, but the plan is to create some natural rock steps to get across the waterfall. So step, 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 different heights, staggered, and just a natural pathway through the waterfall as part of the path throughout the yard. So again, just building nature.
When we come into these jobs and we have this kind of head height and elevation to work with the trees and the rocks and the backdrop and all this space, I mean, this is one of those projects that we have to be part of. We want to be part of.
Because as you'll see in here too, another, once again, big property, not the greatest access to the water feature. So, I mean, you can see right now I have the machine right in the middle of it and I'm working my way down. But once I've worked my way out of there with the bigger machine, that's it, I'm done. I'm not getting back up to the top again, except with the smaller hoe coming from the sides and stuff. So I really had to think about how I was gonna build this thing out and complete as much stuff as possible before I got to the bottom.
Also thinking about my holding pool, leveling out my floor, and then building up for that next drop, which will be our next big waterfall. 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're working hard.
Time flies when you're killing it, eh?
Yeah, boy. Okay, we're gonna grab some lunch, you guys. Once we got our liner in, I want to say our first 12 to 15 rocks we placed with the crane, because we don't have that machine access, and we need those large boulders to just flow with the rest of the yard and the rest of the landscape, and we can't lift those massive boulders with our smaller machines that can get into those trees and into those tight spaces. So we kicked it all off with the crane and just book, and we had all those large boulders and rocks to just build off of. So I mean, oh, I love these kind of projects. It's just so exciting. That's what I call a framer. We're gonna do another framer on the other side, and then its brother right beside it. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we've got a piece picked out that's gonna go in the middle here as well. That's gonna be like the backsplash for the waterfall. Again, access up here to get these rocks into their homes would be very difficult with the excavator and definitely easier with the crane. So while we're installing our framers for the waterfall, we got to keep in mind that we have to transition into the pathway as well to come through the waterfall and up and out the other side. So that makes things a little bit tricky, but we're set up for that now. Beautiful. Always use the flatter rocks underneath to shim my rocks back to lock them into my berms. Here comes number 2. Try to make our connection so perfect, but we got to be able to get those slings out and still be able to get those tight connections. here we are, just wrapped up craning in all our large boulders at Bearspaw Falls. Things went really good, super efficient, very happy with how all our rocks went into place today. And yeah, the crane operator was calm, cool, and collective. Adrian and John worked hard, worked good. Everybody kept up with the pace, and everybody worked really hard today, and we got lots done.
Awesome, so here we are back at Myron's.
Walking up that massive driveway, and then I turn the corner into the backyard, bam, you just get hit by that waterfall and just like the backdrop, and I was just like blown away.
Hi, I'm Pete the Plumber, here with Mike from Tally Renovations. Mike, how do you tackle kitchens?
Kitchens are really, really important. They're the absolute heart of the home, so they take a little extra time and care to get it right, because it's really the hub for your family, for your friends, and it's the gathering place for everything that you do.
And with that attitude, that's why I always recommend Mike from Tally Renovations.
Tally Renovations. Beautiful spaces built right. When you have a Canada outdoor kitchen, you get more out of life. Add a whole new dimension to how you use and enjoy your home. Enjoy family and friends, and extend your outdoor cooking, dining, and living experience all year round. Canada Outdoor Kitchens. Dream big, live well.
Welcome to Pacific Hut, where great food and great people come together. Classic Filipino dishes and delicious all-day breakfasts in comforting Filipino-style cooking. Bring your family and come in today. Pacific Hut.
Your experience with Legacy Kitchen starts with a visit to our showroom, where our designers and craftsmen are committed to creating a kitchen that suits your home and lifestyle. We coordinate every aspect of the design and renovation process, taking you from an idea to reality. For over 3 decades, we have proudly served Calgary homeowners and home builders with premium kitchen design and renovations. Legacy Kitchens, we are with you all the way.
Here we are, front yard bubbler feature. I mean, what a statement. Driving up this driveway, the first thing you see is this massive water feature, these massive boulders, bubblers, with this mansion in behind it. I mean,
3 mini mountains.
3 mini mountains for sure.
Designing for your features has to come from you, kind of.
It's true.
You know, if you're not involved at the beginning, because they design and then they fit you in.
Yeah, and they mess things up.
It should revolve around the water features.
It should, because the water features are the heart of the yard. That's why I like to get in first to do the waterfall, then everything ties into the waterfall. So then it looks like it's been there for 100 years. I just love them. I mean, how cool was it that just the process of getting these here, Grant, the sketch to Kyle at the quarry, Kyle sending the options, us picking those 3, getting Myron and Jason to approve of them, and then bringing them here, even offloading them was crazy, man. It took 2 skid steers and an excavator to lift the one that you're standing on, and then the truck literally had to pull forward, and we set it down, man. It was crazy, but I loved it because I love that kind of stuff. For me, it's just awesome to come back out here, see everything running, not be working, and just sit back, hang out with you, and enjoy it.
You know, as I said, you know, this is, I had the vision.
Yeah.
That this is what I wanted, but I didn't realize that this is what I was going to get.
Right.
It was well beyond, it is well beyond what I ever imagined. You know, like I said, I had a picture in my mind of where this stuff should go, but you come in here and you transform this to way beyond what I wanted. So much so that I've had a couple of weeks to, you know, a month to enjoy this, and I don't want to turn it off. Kevin was fun. You know, Kevin and his crew, you know, from the first time I met him, I knew he was an artist. You know, he's not a construction worker. You know, I know he's a big brute and he's, you know, puts on that brawny air, but he's an artist. And if you watch him go to work and you watch him take every little rock and he studies and he looks, and you wonder if he's ever going to finish, because he just takes his time and he moves things around and he changes it. It went a lot faster than I thought anyway.
I just love approaching the waterfall from up top. It's so much fun to come through the trees. Let's go check it out.
Man, let's go check it out. It's so exciting to finally get back here and actually see it and not be working and just walk through it and enjoy it.
And just hanging out in the forest, and from the forest comes the waterfall.
Oh man, it's just so natural.
I love it.
I love it too.
Walking up that massive driveway, and then I turned the corner into the backyard, and I was just doing maintenance all throughout this. So I came to the backyard, they'd already done so much of it, and just bam, you just get hit by that waterfall and just like the backdrop, and I was just like blown away.
Well, you know, the dream I guess began when I bought the house. It really wasn't landscaped at all. But when I walked around, I could see so many things that, my family could enjoy. I started picturing what this would look like, and I started making sketches, and I started drawing, and hired a drafter. We went through a dozen renditions.
Yeah, the backdrop just, it provides so much of that forest feel, and then the stream coming through it that just gives that natural look that he was going for, and I think we really nailed it.
The days are starting to get shorter, Myron, so I haven't actually been out here and got to see this waterfall with the lights on it yet and truly experience it all lit up. And I mean, man, to be here, to be standing with you right now just feels awesome.
Well, if you think the front is amazing, you come back here and it just blows your mind. So if you can imagine, I mean, we've got, we landscaped this yard, we designed it so we have rooms and areas all over the place. And from every room that I have back here, this becomes a focal point.
Awesome.
So we've got the fire pit over here. We've got a sitting area right over here with a bench that will be in here. We've got the walking paths all the way through here that are lit. We've got the outdoor eating and entertainment area. We've got the master bedroom gazebo and lounge area. We've got the library patio. So
Awesome.
from all of these rooms, this becomes a focal point.
Yes.
You can see they're all directed right to here.
Yes. Well, they complement each other. The water feature complements the house complements the water feature, and the focal points from the house, the walkouts, Myron's bedroom. I mean, everything. There's just, again, so many focal points, so much opportunity, and just exciting.
So the vision I had was basically this structure all the way along. The water features were absolutely a focal point. I wanted the water features to be available to you anywhere in this yard. The sound, the view, because to me that's what brings the warmth to the yard. It makes it natural, it makes it fun, makes it enjoyable.
Kevin really is the waterfall guy. Like when it comes to building waterfalls, he will make sure he's there to set them up, design them. This top falls, he kind of let me go on it, and I had this vision in my brain of what I wanted, and it turned out perfectly, exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah. 80, 80, 80, 80. We did nail it, and I mean, the thing I love the most about this one is all this elevation we had to work with.
More elevation, more drop, more waterfall, more sound, more everything.
Just bigger's better. Bigger sound, bigger drops, bigger elevation, just like you said, man. And as we come down here, it's just phenomenal.
That's how it evolved. It went a little farther than I wanted it to. And I'm sure I'm not done yet, so Kevin may be back. The only people that have enjoyed this is my family. I haven't exposed this and unveiled it to my staff, to my friends. Again, beyond my wildest imagination, because this is when I'm hiking in Banff and Canmore.
Yeah.
This is what I hear.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I wanted, and it blends right into the scenery. So again, you nailed it. Thank you.
Awesome, man. So happy to hear that again, and yeah, it just feels good to stand here and take it all in with you, man. So awesome.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, Myron.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I was blessed to have him on the project because their friendly nature, they were a very clean site, but at the same time, just the way he did his art, it showed in the final picture.